And here we are.
Hi, everyone.
Wow. Dude, back from the meetup.
That's why we decided to go live. Wow, what a, let me just come right out and say it. What a great group of people. Mm-hmm. And many of them we were talking at the meetup. I see some of them are on there now. And,
yeah,
you know, you kind of get to know them before the meetup. Like some of us were saying, we kind of feel like we know you from the chats because we had a private messenger group chat going on for all the people that were attending the meetup. But it's still different in person. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those events I really believe and hope they felt the same way, that everything just gelled. You know, you never know how that's going to go. What I mean by that is we got all the dives in.
Yes.
The current in South Florida was as mellow as I've ever seen it. We got to do wrecks and drifts. For some of them, it was the first time they've ever been inside of a wreck. So we got to you and me, we dove with various people, got to share that with them. And we ate together. We laughed together.
It was awesome.
And then we did the giveaways.
Oh, my God.
You, to your credit, put away an incredible sort of game show type format for the grand prizes, 4 really top-notch grand prizes, from Shearwater computers to D630 Orca-Torch lights.
Yeah.
And I really now think back on that meetup, and I was like, great event. We all ate together, great restaurants and all of that. And I thank them all for coming. I really do.
Yeah, it was flawless. And I see, like you mentioned, several people on the chat were there at the meetup. So feel free to chime in and tell everyone else, you know, what you thought of it, the event and all of that. It was the first time we did it.
Yes.
And I am so happy because every day we're sort of like, okay, what's plan B if we can't dive? What's plan B if we can't dive? And then all of a sudden, bam, you know, we dive every day and everything is awesome. So that was really cool.
It really was.
But yeah, so we wanted to say hi to everyone. We're back. Sorry that we didn't post videos in the last couple of days. As I mentioned, we were at the meetup, giving away a lot of great stuff. And we are already preparing for 2023. And for the meetup in 2023.
Yeah, there's going to be
huge.
Exactly. And Heidi is one person who's commenting, amazing prizes. Heidi, number one, I am so happy that you won the special edition Shearwater Tarek, right? Because that's a heck of a dive computer that can grow with you forever. But I'm also really happy that you won because the format was, Gus put together a sort of like a trivia type format. She knew way more than I could ever remember about our own videos, and some of those questions were really specific and difficult.
Glad you had an answer key.
Without an answer key, I would have come in last place.
Yeah, amazing. So yes, thank you everyone, and again, start saving because 2023 is going to be awesome. The other thing we wanted to announce is, I think at this point it's safe to say that the voting for the 100,000 giveaway is complete, and the winning idea was going to dive the Bonterra mine. Now, that idea was suggested by many, many people. It's hard to give it to just one person that suggested it. However, what we want to do is we are going to pick a date. And for those of you who are in Missouri or near Missouri, where the Bonterra mine is based, let's just get together over there, right? Let's get together at the mine. Let's meet at the mine. I don't know if we're going to be able to do a dive together. I don't know what kind of certification you need or equipment. Maybe you need a dry suit, I assume.
I think mines are caves, so
or caverns or something. I don't know how they do it. I think they have some mellow places where like the mine is not flooded all the way, so it's considered open water. And like, anyway, I don't know a whole lot about it, but we're gonna pick a date and we're gonna meet you guys over there. Maybe, you know, say hi, have a drink, whatever. We'll see. A mini meetup. So we're gonna be doing that, and everyone is invited.
Yes.
So we'll do that. And then again, I'll put together a list of all the other options and the winners and, you know, what they're going to get. But very excited about this.
I will add one more thing because you sort of brought it up. The next, if you will, meetup will be more like I would rather call it a dive talk trip with evening speakers. that are going to be world class on very specific topics. We've been do formats like that before, where we like dive together during the day, and then in the evening we each evening we have a different speaker on various topics. There'll still be giveaways and all of that. It will be a much bigger format, right? We may even be able to take up to like 100 people, and we will have professional trip leaders based on the number of people that sign up to help with every part of the trip. So this is going to be real concierge level. It's not that you couldn't, you may be able to research it and go on it on your own cheaper, but we want to do it first class. Like, these people are going to take care of your check-in. They're going to take care of your help you with your flight arrangements, make sure you have all your diving needs and tanks, and put out agendas, et cetera, et cetera. So it's real concierge level. And we are going to be working with an organization that specializes in putting this together. So I think that will be world-class, first class. And the destination where we're talking about going is an all-inclusive. So we don't have to pick restaurants. We don't have to go find our own dive boats or tanks. All your food, drink, everything is all-inclusive. And the diving is some of the best in the world, in my opinion.
And the location is not finalized, but we do have a general region, which is the Caribbean. So we're going to be in the Caribbean somewhere. So everyone is welcome. Everyone can come from Europe, from whatever. We're going to be releasing more details on that, but we're excited. Having 100 or 200 of you guys there so we can dive together and talk and meet each other. I mean, wow. It's amazing.
Wow is right. And, you guys gave me the honor to sort of, it was on the spot to sort of stand up and do like it was our final dinner and give a little speech. And the theme of my speech remains the same theme that I keep on, telling you guys. Is just like both of us are just honored, and I know this is a privilege to have the right to have all of this attention as it relates to diving, and I just keep being humble and thank you for that. And that was the theme of the last night's speech as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I see a lot of comments and or questions.
Comments and questions. Somebody suggesting places like Anthony's Key. We actually looked at Anthony's Key as one of the options that we looked at. So I'm glad you brought that up, especially if you have personal experience with it.
Yes, we absolutely. Children can be taught to dive. There are different age restrictions. Typically, if they're under 10 years old, they're going to not be able to get an open water certification. They can get into some confined water programs. But after they're 10, they can actually get 10 or older can get a open water certification and dive. They have to dive with an adult, obviously, but they can dive. And there's depth restrictions as well.
Awesome. Callum Holland is saying somewhere with deep holes, preferably. That's why that's kind of a weird thing to ask. I feel like I don't. I'm always going to be in favor of getting into those kind of holes because, they're really fun to dive. Robin is saying we need to make the next one longer, that it was too short.
We are talking about that, Robin. We're sort of copying a format that Dive Tech did at Interspace in the Caymans. It would be arrive on Sunday, departure of a Friday. So it gives you a good 4 or 5 days typically of diving, a week with, like I said, each evening is really exciting topical related speakers. So you learn something along the way as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And I do hope that all of you all learned that we're on our trip, meaning even if you just observed maybe some divers that you felt were more experienced than you and what they're doing, how they're doing it, trim positioning, the way they approach wrecks, and et cetera, et cetera. I felt like in watching you all, I saw from day 1 to day 3 dramatic improvement in the participants diving. It was like, wow,
amazing.
Look at you guys on day 3. It was really nice to watch that.
Absolutely. And I hope that they feel the same way, right? The people that are on the chat, I hope they feel the same way diving with us. They got to dive with us and watch us and see that we do exist. And that was the first impression when I got there on Thursday. I walk into the lobby or whatever at the hotel, and everybody's like, wow, You are Gus.
You're-
I know. I'm real.
Yeah.
It's for real.
It's the real thing.
So that was good. So I got to dive with everyone.
You know what else I also liked? I
Patrick
didn't
said
mention.
he was trying to copy Mike Young, which I was.
Well, yeah, of course.
We all are.
I also liked that you saw Gus and I together when we're diving, when we're in the real world. And, we really enjoy, hanging with each other. Like
Yeah.
we're I know we joke around on the videos a lot, and we certainly have different perspectives, which I think keeps it interesting. But, yeah, man, I mean, love diving with him as well.
And they got an unlimited amount of Mike stories as well.
Yeah, yeah. And Doug Ebersol was there.
Yeah.
So how cool was that to have, I'm going to say,
You got
in
to
my
try a
opinion.
rebreather?
Oh, well, Doug's, in terms of knowledge of just, is incredible. And then I did a try rebreather session in the pool. I think it was about 2.5 hours. I think either 6 or 8 of them got to try my rebreather. So we gave a little mini class, explained the basic functionality of the rebreather, and got them in the pool, put on my rebreather, and boy, they looked really good really fast on the rebreather in the pool. So that was cool. All of that free. Included, just,
Wanted to give people the experience, which was awesome. You were freezing in the pool, by the way.
By in the 2.5 hours, and I had a hood and vest on, but by the end, I'm like, guys, I can't do another one. I just got to get out.
That was hilarious. All right, let's see if we can answer some questions. We only have about 30 minutes today for a live. I just wanted to come up and kind of give you a debrief from our meetup. Excellent meetup. Loved everything about it. I love the fact that we had the 2 hotels, because some days you wanted a hot tub, you can go to the hot tub in the other hotel. Some days you wanted the pool, you can hit the pool in this other hotel, which was great. Plus, it was cool that we coordinated that air show, right? From the.
Can you believe that the military air show after we got back from the morning dive, the Thunderbirds was the biggest act of it, right in front of the hotel.
It was amazing.
Right after we got back from the dive. And by the way, people pay like $150 to $250 to get on the beach and watch that show in various places, and it was just free for us. So that was really cool.
Yeah,
that was
cool
really
to see Liz just laying on like whatever it was, a donut or whatever in the pool, just watching the show,
looking up.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
All right, so let's see if there are any questions. What's the best way to find the details for the 2023 trip? Just stay tuned. Subscribe to Dive Talk. We will be announcing it here as well. We typically post it on the community tab as a post, and also on our Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, look for Dive Talk group, and we'll be sharing details there.
Sorry about the fact that during the meetup, you guys noticed we haven't posted any new videos. Gus put a message out there about that, but boy, do we have 2 classics coming out. I think the next 2 that he posts, you're going to love them. They're awesome.
Ashimo is asking, on average, how many people are in a class? Depending on the class.
What kind of class?
Exactly. What kind of class?
So I'm doing 2 virtual classes coming up. One is a science of diving class. Another is a shark ecology class. Some of those have, upwards of 50, 60 people each. But if it's a water-related class, there are ratios, meaning how many students can we have?
That's a good question.
Can we have per instructor? Most of the time, those don't exceed 8. On a rebreather class, I don't teach more than 2 at a time.
Ryan asked a question. Gus, what is the weirdest thing Woody did on this year's trip? I guess the meetup.
I was normal. I would define myself as up the middle, I think, from what I remember. Yeah, normality.
No, I don't think you did anything weird. I mean, outside of everything you do, which is weird, you didn't do anything else that's weird. But I will tell you though, the quote of the meetup for me was from Sherry Jung, Mike's wife. She said the funniest thing I've ever heard. We were talking about coming to the Kiss Factory, which is in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
And I was talking to Sherry, and I'm like, so what else is there to do in Arkansas? And she said this. I will never forget. She said, all we have in Arkansas is chickens and depression.
No offense to Arkansas, but at least she's honest.
That was hilarious.
Look what Mike Young gave
was
Gus
a
and
winner.
I, by the way. A
Yeah,
giant
that was awesome.
Kiss mug.
Awesome tumbler.
Tumbler.
All we have in Arkansas is chickens and depression. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
That's funny.
Let's see.
We did hit Burger King. We brought the group to Burger King for the 2 for $5 special. I think everybody enjoyed that meal.
Yep, we did. Had to hit Burger King. Any update about Kiss getting CE certified? That's in progress. We're not sure.
I don't know what the time frame is. It also involves a significant upgrade and change with the training related to the Kiss rebreather.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see. We have some other ones. Yeah. So this is a good question. Is what would you suggest for MSD or I guess a master scuba diver, right? Wanting to make the first move into tech, I've been recommending TDI extended range. You know, it really depends on what type of tech diving you want to do. If you want to be a rebreather tech diver, then I think your first move is to get a rebreather and get certified. You don't have to do open circuit tech to get certified on the rebreather. So if you want to be an open circuit tech diver, then that's probably a good step.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of funny stories. Do you have some plans to dive in another cave similar to the Crystal Caves? Are there caves similar to the Crystal Caves?
You know, there are some highly decorated caves in Mexico. Beautiful, with tons of stalactites and stalagmites and halactites. But not quite to the purity of the crystal level in the Abacos. But they're beautiful. They're beautiful, for sure.
My God. You're amazing. If you guys had the chance, would you dive Bushman's Hole in South Africa? Sure.
Oh.
Why not?
The Mayo, somebody's saying that one of the new Woodyisms may have been related to Mayo, which I think the only thing I said, which is a true statement, is there's nothing that I put mayonnaise on that it doesn't make it delicious. It's just like mayonnaise may be one of the most incredibly perfection items. Yes. Is it made or that exists? I mean, you put mayonnaise on a hot dog, and it's way better hot dog.
No.
It's
not bacon.
Smother that mayonnaise on anything and eat that thing up like it's not tomorrow.
Bacon. But no, she's talking that Robin was using mayonnaise with fries, which is common.
All the time.
It's common in Netherlands to do this. And Mike Young was like, "What are you doing right now?"
And I was like, "Can I have one with the mayonnaise?"
Exactly. All right, let's see what else.
Mayo and ketchup it's just world class. I put that on all my hot dogs. Somebody said that, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's talking about mustard.
We aren't really talking about scuba diving though. We're talking about mayonnaise and ketchup.
Yeah.
Interesting how that happens.
Burning time. We have 6 more minutes and talking about mayonnaise. Great use of the time. What would you suggest for an absolute beginner, which would be the first steps for learning how to dive? Do a try scuba. Go to your local dive shop. Sign up for a try scuba. That's step number 1. If you enjoy it, then talk to them about what it would take to get certified. Then get certified and continue the journey just like that, progressively. Let's see.
Someone's saying this is kind of interesting. What's the cheat to buy all of the equipment on a budget or a loan? So, look, I know that dive equipment is expensive. We repeated this same theme before, but I don't believe you should focus your purchase of dive equipment based on how cheap it is. This is not an area to get cheap on. What I preach is you're going to learn to dive and continue to dive by visiting your local dive shop. They are the ones that are going to be the best advice for you because they carry that gear, they service that gear, and they teach on that gear. That is what you need to do. I wouldn't really jump on the internet and start buying stuff without talking to somebody locally that you can then go back to. And maybe they get you in a starter kit that you can grow more with later. So do yourselves a favor. Go to your local dive shop. That's your starting point. And then tell them your budget and let them guide you from there.
Absolutely. Somebody asked earlier, good diving spots in Alabama.
Quarries.
Florida.
Dive Alabama.
Florida.
Did you say Alabama?
Well, no, I know. It's Alabama, but I'm saying Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you go down to like Pensacola, which is across the street from Alabama, that's the best place. in Alabama to dive.
Yeah,
It's Florida.
I mean, I agree. Go to Pensacola. It's really cool. You know, that side of the Gulf can be squirrely at times. You can get a little tricky on visibility and waves, but yeah. But Blue Water Park in Alabama, if you just want to experience a quarry, good for learning. They've sunk some wrecks in there. I think it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Atlanta. Pretty cool.
Is it safe to buy used gear from Craigslist? Depends on the gear and depends if it's service. And I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's probably safe. If you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then no.
I'm not. I don't like it. I really don't like it when it comes to dive gear. Personally speaking, I would absolutely just not do that and go to your dive shop. That's my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you guys dived in the Bahamas? Yep, absolutely.
It's beautiful. A lot of sharks.
Yep. Let's see. Have you ever been diving in Washington State? Nope.
Me either.
As an instructor, does that make you always be in charge of safety? Well, you're teaching, for sure. You're responsible for your class.
As an instructor, does it make you always you are, yes, when you have students, you are 100% responsible for their safety. So while they're in a class, they actually can't do any wrong. And if they do something wrong, it's actually your fault. You got to be really, really careful as an instructor.
What's your favorite marine animal? To me, the animals that I've seen in person, octopus has been the best, the coolest one.
They're amazing. Obviously, to me, I'm going to go octopus. I happen to love the majestic look of an eagle ray, especially when they're going against the current, and they show you how effortless it is for them. And then I can't help but love the abilities of the bull shark to adapt to various environments.
Yep, that was cool. Ever dive in Myrtle Beach?
Yep.
No?
Yep, I sure have. You know, I have dove in Myrtle Beach. It's okay. Not my favorite diving,
Yep.
but it's okay.
All right, 3 more questions, and then we're going to go. F is back in Turkey already. Wow.
My favorite shark, Sony, is a bull shark. Why? Because they're just incredible. They're so powerful. They're pretty intelligent. They can store salt. They can hunt in salt water or fresh water. Just an amazing creature that's been around for a very long time.
Somebody says, how many dives before a night dive? I mean, if it's safe, 4, which is get certified and then go on a night dive. If you are going with somebody, who can take you, like if it's an instructor, for example, you can go. There's nothing but awesomeness when you go on night dives. But obviously know what you're doing. Don't just jump in the water and go for it.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me
what
read
else.
some of the other questions.
Have you dived in California before? No, I have not. And another question.
That's a good question. It just said, are there instructors for that you typed disabled divers? I would like to use the word, divers with just varying abilities. Yes. As a matter of fact, I am what is known under SSI as a classified dive instructor. And what that means is we can certify you to dive based on your abilities in various different classifications. A classification, for example, could be you're certified to dive maybe with 2 other qualified dive buddies that are trained to help you in a particular situation. We even certify blind divers. So the answer is yes. Most of the dive agencies do have various forms of that, but you could Google SSI classified diver and it'll give you a lot of information.
Absolutely. Do you always follow the anchor line? Nope.
Nope, definitely not.
Very rarely, actually, that we have.
This weekend, all of our dive talk meetups,
The first dives.
people saw that we were able to tie off on the wreck and just go down a line. That's really rare in South Florida. That's because the current was pretty much non-existent. Yep. Normally, they drop you and they time so you drift and end up landing on the wreck, and you better get down quick. because the current can be ripping. They will tie off when currents permit, which we cannot.
It was
Super
awesome.
mellow.
Visibility, currents, animals. It was just great.
It was.
Today,
Yes.
just to thank everyone who came to the meetup. Really, really lucky to have you guys as part of our family and coming in and adding all your enthusiasm and expertise as well. I mean, we are always in awe of the fact that you want to hang out with us and dive with us, and obviously we loved every second of it. Everything
Definitely.
was awesome. The operators did a great job. South Florida headquarters, is it?
Yep.
Jimmy Gadomski, who's the guy who we always use when we're in South Florida to coordinate everything, did a great job planning everything for us.
Johnny from Ocean Treasure. Let's
Johnny
give a
from
shout.
Ocean Treasure.
So accommodating.
Oh my God, he was so
really
awesome.
good guy.
Yeah, you guys can check in whenever, check out whenever.
This is great. Whatever you need. Do you need more water? Just really, really nice
He
guy.
was awesome. Obviously, Ocean Treasure and the both hotels were great. And yeah, I mean, everyone, all of our guests, everyone who came, thank you so much. We are looking forward to the meetup in 2023 and hopefully doing meetups in other places. We would love to do a meetup in Australia. We would love to do a meetup.
Look on our Facebook site for the upcoming shark ecology class and the science of diving class. Both information, sign up, dates, times, everything is posted on our Dive Talk Facebook page.
Yeah. And Dive Talk Scuba Facebook page.
And Dive Talk Scuba Facebook page. Yes.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today in the live stream. Thank you for your questions. And we'll see you either at the Bonterra Mine or on the 2020.